Hello, dear learners, and welcome back to English Flow. I'm Kim, and I'm really glad you're here. Before we start, if you're new here, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and if this episode helps you, give it a like. Let's get into it. Today we're talking about the feelings that don't fit into just one box. When you feel happy and sad at the same time, or excited and nervous together, or when your emotions are just mixed up. This happens to everyone in every language, and honestly, it can be confusing even in your own language. So today we'll give you the English words for it. This is the last episode in our emotions playlist, so let's finish it in a good way. Let's start with the phrase itself. Mixed feelings means having more than one emotion about something at the same time, often two emotions that don't usually go together. Say you're about to make a big move. I have mixed feelings about moving to a new city. I'm excited, but I'm also scared. Or maybe you'd say, she had mixed feelings on her last day of school. Happy to finish, but sad to say goodbye to her friends. Try this one. I have mixed feelings about this job offer. It pays well, but it's far from my family. You know, almost everyone feels this way sometimes. Life isn't always one clear emotion. It's often two feelings sitting together. And when those two feelings are happy and sad, there's actually a special word for that. One word that connects closely to this is bittersweet. Bittersweet describes a moment that is both a little sad and a little happy at the same time. Picture this. Graduation day was bittersweet. I was proud, but I knew I would miss my classmates. Say you're saying goodbye to an old friend before they move away. You could say, saying goodbye to her was bittersweet. I was happy for her new adventure, but sad she was leaving. Here's another. Watching my daughter grow up is bittersweet. I love seeing her become independent, but I miss when she was small. And one more. The last day of our trip was bittersweet. I was ready to go home, but I didn't want the adventure to end. Now, sometimes mixed emotions come with a feeling of pressure, like you have too many feelings at once and you don't know what to do with them. That's when we use the word overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means having so many emotions or things to deal with that it feels like too much. Here's how it might sound. I felt overwhelmed after getting the news, good and bad all in one day. Here's another one. She felt overwhelmed with joy and worry when her son left for university. You might say, he was overwhelmed by everyone's kindness after the accident. It made him cry. Notice something here. Overwhelmed isn't always a bad feeling. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed by good things too, like love or kindness. Sometimes it's just too many things happening at once, even good things, and that's completely normal. Let's talk about another common situation. When you want two different things and you can't choose. We say you feel torn between two things. This is a very natural way to talk about mixed feelings, so let's use it right away. For instance, I'm torn between taking the new job and staying where I feel comfortable. Say you have two people you care about. She was torn between telling the truth and protecting her friend. You could say, I'm torn between visiting my family and finishing my project this weekend. And it doesn't always have to be serious. I'm torn between the pizza place and the sushi restaurant tonight. There's also a lovely word for a very specific kind of mixed feeling. When you miss something from the past, but in a warm, gentle way. That word is nostalgic. Nostalgic means feeling happy and a little sad while remembering something from your past. Try this. This song makes me nostalgic. It reminds me of my childhood summers. Say you're looking at old photos. Looking at these old photos makes me nostalgic for simpler times. Or maybe you'd say, I felt nostalgic walking through my old neighborhood. This is such a universal feeling. An old song, a smell, or even a certain kind of weather can suddenly make you nostalgic without any warning at all. And finally, let's learn one more word: conflicted. Conflicted describes feeling unsure because part of you wants one thing and another part of you wants something different. Maybe you'd say, I feel conflicted about the decision. Part of me wants to stay and part of me wants to leave. Picture this. He felt conflicted after the argument, angry but still caring about her. You could say, I'm conflicted about eating meat. I enjoy it, but I care about the environment too. Isn't it interesting how many words English has for these in-between feelings? That's because mixed emotions are just part of being human, and now you have the words to talk about them. Let's hear a short conversation between two friends. Listen for the words we just learned. Honestly, I'm torn between staying at my job and starting something new. That sounds overwhelming. Have you thought about what feels right? I have mixed feelings. Part of me is scared, part of me is excited. That's normal. Big changes are always a little bittersweet. Yeah, it's strange. I even feel nostalgic thinking about how things used to be here. That makes sense. It's okay to feel conflicted. You don't have to decide today. Nice and natural, right? Notice how real conversations often carry more than one feeling at once. That's exactly what today's episode is about. Mixed emotions don't only show up in big life moments either. They can show up in small daily things too. Finishing a good book, trying a new food, or even watching the last episode of a show you love. The next time you notice two feelings at once, try naming them in English. Now, for your homework, think of one moment in your life that felt bittersweet, or a decision where you felt torn between two choices. Try writing 2 or 3 sentences about it using today's words: mixed feelings, overwhelmed, torn between, nostalgic, or conflicted. Say them out loud if you can. And with that, we've completed all 7 episodes in our emotions playlist. If you haven't watched the others yet, happy feelings, sadness, anger, stress, tiredness, and confidence, go back and check them out. Understanding how to talk about your emotions in English is such a powerful skill, and now you have a whole toolbox for it. If this playlist helped you, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and tell me in the comments which emotion episode helped you the most. I'm Kim. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care of yourself and keep flowing.